Hello, welcome to my channel. I was itching to draw something with markers. At first I had one idea about a sleeping person in my head. I needed to think about the idea more, so I sat down to read some Goethe's color theory because that book gets my idea to fly and it is an interesting book to read. Instead of a sleeping person, I saw a hook and someone with more cartoony eyes looking at it. The vision was very clear, so I took a pencil out and started sketching right away without doing any warm-up sketches in my sketchbook, which I usually do with fresh ideas to play around. I kept the sketch quick and simple to get the composition correct before I started filming the process. I like to see how my art develops over the years, and documenting the process brings joy. While drawing this piece, I pondered the meaning of the hook. Is it a bait? And where would it reel in? I have few things going on in my life that could be reflected into the artwork symbolizing the hook. It is the unknown, yet full of possibilities. Also, it could represent some insecurities and fears around the possibilities. I tend to go into details to the point that everything needs to be perfect. However, I try to embrace imperfection because nothing in this world is truly perfect or imperfect. Flaws are part of perfection, as perfection is part of flaws. In that way, I have noticed I have become more relaxed around my art and making mistakes. They are just marks in the paper and they tell a chapter. Half a year ago, I got tenosynovitis, which causes pain in the wrist area. It takes a long time to heal, and because of that, it is important to have breaks and do wrist exercises. It's one reason why I had to take a step back and learn how to slow down, and why I try to embrace imperfection and be more easy on myself. I have also started to divide my learning time more evenly with my art time. There was a time I tried to cram both learning and art on a tighter schedule. During learning time, I can relax more and use the refreshing ideas during my art time and be more rested. I wanted the hook to pop out so it would be a center of attention. I slowly built more layers with each stroke. In this drawing I used a lot of vertical lines. I had sketched one fish on a film. While drawing this piece, I added few more swimming in the paper. I don't really have an explanation for the fishes, as they were more subconscious decision to add on the go. Fish symbolizes abundance and deep emotion, and it kind of makes sense for me, taken what's going on in my personal life. I feel abundant with what I have, and usually I tend to have very deep emotions and thoughts. Sometimes I struggle to say out loud those deep thoughts. I wanted the background to follow the same direction with the hair. In the original vision, the background was black. However, I wanted to make the background to be more textured instead of getting a bigger marker to color the areas more evenly. It's time to work on the face. For the cheeks, I used round motions to follow the facial structures. I started building the shapes and shadows slowly. I used some cross-hatching for the shadows. I also left some white highlights, so there would be some breathing space. I continued to build the darker areas again. I started with the hair and moved to the background. I even accidentally colored part of the air as hair. But like I said earlier, imperfections happen and I had written that thought up before working this part. I used a couple days to draw this piece and took notes some of my thoughts. I had finished filming, but something still bothered me about the background. I still didn't want to go over with a bigger marker, even though the texture would pop up underneath. Instead, I started drawing horizontal lines to create more space with the hair and the background. It worked, as I was able to get some ground details to pop. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.